to the Nigerian elections. Nigeria's Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has dismissed allegations of rigging in the ongoing collation of results. Results from 15 out of the 36 states have been collated so far, putting Tinubu at about 10 political, Tinubu ahead. Now, about 10 political parties, including the Labour Party and the PDP, earlier asked the INEC to halt the national coalition process in order to resolve claims of manipulation of votes. Senator Dino Melaye, the coalition agent of the People's Democratic Party, demanded an explanation from the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on why results of Saturday's presidential elections were not uploaded to the Commission's result viewing portal immediately after voting. Watch this.
We cannot have another state.
You are now being...
We cannot, sir.
You are now being disruptive.
I am not disrupting. The Electoral Act says that what is uploaded
you are now being disruptive.
You can bundle me out, but the right thing must be done. I'm a party agent.
You are now...
That is what the Constitution
You are now
says.
being disruptive of the process.
I am not being disruptive. I'm asking what is uploaded is
next scope, please. After the presentation, then we'll come back to the issues you've raised. Let's take the next step.
We are saying that let him declare that what is uploaded is what he's going to present. At least let him make that statement.
Okay. Scope Kwara, Oshun and Derek, please make your presentation.
Thank you.
Sorry, Kwara. Kwara has done his own. Oshun State?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead, Oshun.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman,
my name is Dr. Mutiu Olaleke Agboke. I am the resident electoral commissioner, INEC, Osun State. My scope is here.
My name is Professor Folashade Ogushola, the Vice Chancellor
Agent
of the University
PDP,
of
please
Lagos.
resume your seat. You are now deliberately disruptive.
I'm defending my votes.
Okay.
And I'm allowed by law to do that.
Red Kwara, please make your Oshun, introduce yourself and let the scope for Oshun make her presentation.
Now, the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, took time to address the allegations. He also denied the parties their request for the entire coalition to be halted.
I like the suggestion made that the Commission has power under the Electoral Act to review results, but that power is contingent upon one procedure. The process has to be concluded first before you can then talk about power to review. I want to assure political parties that any evidence that you have of any alleged wrongdoing at any level of the process, whether it's at the polling unit or at collation level, please forward this information. And I promise you, as soon as the process is concluded, we will then do the review as provided by law. On this note, I beg you for us to proceed with the process. Thank you very much. Okay. Now that we have established calm, we can calmly proceed with the process and conclude in the best interests of our country.
Dino Melaye later explained his actions to the media. He said they are not there to rubber stamp infractions.
Section 60 and Section 64, 4 of the Electoral Act 2002 as amended, that there will be transmission of results from the polling units. And the INEC chairman and Festus Okoye have repeatedly told Nigerians that there will be transmission of results from polling unit directly to the server. And we found out that this has not been done. INEC failed in this regard. And when I raised this issue today, supported by other party agents, the national chairman of INEC vehemently invaded that, because what Section 47(3) emphasize is that wherever the card reader or the beavers failed, if they cannot get a replacement, election should be cancelled in those areas. And we have seen for the presentation of the results from Ekiti yesterday that some places were cancelled as a result of bypassing beavers. So the only way to detect that beavers have been bypassed is for us to see the uploaded results. And we insisted that the chairman should show us here now the uploaded results state by state, just like the way they are displaying the collated results they are presenting. And that is the only way to test the veracity and authenticity of these results. If not, we are only here to endorse the fraud that has been done from the unit to the ward to the state. We are not here to rubber stamp infractions. We are not here to rubber stamp the abnormalities that have been done. We are here to check them. But the national chairman of INEC is not giving us opportunity to question what they are doing. He's saying that all has been done, meaning we are just here to rubber stamp. And we are going to prove that we are not here to rubber stamp. We have no other country to call our own but this country. We are going to do everything humanly possible to make sure that the right thing must be done.
What exactly are you going to do now, you and the other political parties?
We have just met now, and we are going to make a presentation by the time we resume. And if they insist that they are not going to respond to us, then you will see the action we will take. But we want to tell you, that we will not allow, having suffered a pain in this country, having suffered poverty, hunger, kidnapping, killings, we will not allow a continuation of failure. We must make sure that the right thing is done. And national chairman is putting his integrity on test. We are putting his integrity on test. Nigerians are watching. The world is watching. Even the dead are watching to see what INEC will do. But the battle to make sure that only authentic results will be announced here today is the battle of no retreat, no surrender.
Now, joining us on Zoom with update is Kelechukwu Ogu, analyst at SBM Intelligence. Kelechukwu, I'm grateful that you joined us. So, as we speak, what's the latest from this election? Yes, as of early this morning, we knew that some 15 states had been collated. What's the latest on this election?
Okay, so we've seen 24 states, at least 24 states at polling unit at state collation level. I think right now the collation center at Abuja should have been opened by 11 o'clock, but I can't confirm that now because I'm here with you. So from these 24 states that we've seen at, like I said, state collation level, because you know there are about 5 collation levels, and before you get to Abuja, you need to have collated at the states. And what we are seeing from there is that the PDP is winning in 10 states, and the APC is winning in 8 states. But you know, the process to determine the winner of an election in Nigeria requires 2 things: plurality of votes or most votes, and 25% in 24 states, at least that's 2/3. And so on the race to 24, the APC is doing well in 23 states already, and the PDP is doing well in 16 states. So if you have a situation where the 2 candidates get that majority and get that 24 states, then we're seeing the possibility of a runoff. The third force, Peter Obi, has won, I think, 5 states and has 24% in just 6 states. And while the 4th outsider, Kwankwaso, only did well in the state where he was expected to win, which is Kano. So that's what we're seeing now as to the road to Aso Rock.
So just to recap, results for 24 states have been collated so far, right?
Yes, but not all 24 have been announced in Abuja.
Okay. And out of the 24, the PDP is leading in 10. Is that it?
Yes, the PDP is leading in 10 states.
And the APC is leading in 8 of them?
Yes.
And the remainder of 6 is for who?
And 5 have gone to Peter Obi, and 1 has gone to Kwankwaso of the NNPP.
Okay.
That's Kano, his home state.
Interesting. So you were talking about a runoff there. How many votes should the leading candidate have to take this election to the runoff?
So What the law says is majority of votes and 25% in 24 states. That's 2/3. So you have 36 states plus the FCT, which is 37. And so 2/3 of that is 24. So if the leading candidate has 25% in 24 states and has the majority of votes, then he automatically qualifies to be declared winner. But if someone else also achieves that, then there's the possibility of a runoff. So anyone who meets all these criteria goes into a runoff.
Okay. Yesterday we had a senator, one senator who was an agent for APC, I think PDP rather, was challenging and calling for the fact that some collated results have to be cancelled. The INEC chairman said it was impossible.
Who you just played, right?
Good, yes. What's the update on that? How far with parties and their acceptance or rejection of results coming in?
PDP, Labour Party, and a few other parties walked out after that tirade. But it did not stop the calling of the results. And then some other parties also said, oh, we are not pulling out, like the PDP and the LP and a few others did. We are not part of that coalition. And we are staying to see the results to the end. And that's what has happened. You've also heard from Obasanjo saying that the election needs to be redone in cases where people were disenfranchised, where ballots were snatched. I think in one state, about 95 polling units comprising 51,000 votes were cancelled. We've also seen videos, not many of them verified, though, because I can't guarantee the certainty of them, but we've seen videos of results being doctored. We've heard cases of that. People have reported instances of that. We've seen that in Lagos. We've heard of that in Rivers. That's Rivers State in the Niger Delta, South. And so people are being skeptical. As at 7 p.m. yesterday, I think, there was no result on the election viewing portal for Rivers State. And then suddenly results started coming up, but collation was almost done. You see, so results have to be transmitted from the polling unit level, which is the micro level, the granular level of this election. Results have to be transmitted from there to the portal using the bimodal voter accreditation system. You know now, the bimodal voter accreditation system is used to make sure that everyone who votes is accredited, right? Now, when everyone who votes is accredited, they then now everyone who is accredited goes to vote. The results are then tallied, and the written results, the presiding officer writes the results and then uses that BVAS, snap it, and put it on the viewing portal. But we've seen instances of overvoting. So the question then becomes, if we are having so many instances of overvoting, how was the bimodal voter accreditation system bypassed? Which gives credibility to the call by Dino Melaye and Emeka Ihedioha, who's the agent for the PDP, that these results need to be shown because people are not trusting the process any longer. Now, INEC is not mandated to transmit the results by the viewing portal, but they promised that they will do it. They put it in their guidelines, I think, that they will do it. I saw an advert on one of the major stations in Nigeria yesterday, channels, saying exactly that. Your results will be defended. One man, one vote. One woman, one vote. And it will be defended by beavers. So when you are having instances of overvoting, how did that happen in so many polling units?
Now, we've also seen from the results coming in that it looks like there's a huge low voter turnout. What's the reason? What explained that voter turnout that we're experiencing in this election?
At SBM, we've had conversations around maybe 40-something%, and we've seen this low voter turnout. There was a lot of voter suppression. The Civil Society Situation Room, which is a coalition of societies in Nigeria, said someone from there granted an interview on Sunday and said in practically almost all of the Southeast, about turnout was 6%. of election officers as at 8:30 when the election was supposed to start, as at 8:30 in the morning. I just was reading the AU Observer report, and I think it says 83% of electoral officers did not come in time. Then you had issues of people not seeing their names on the polling unit, in the polling unit, not seeing their pictures in the polling unit, seeing polling units being moved. You've heard of issues of violence. Something happened in my area where I stay, where a known thug with police backing was saying anyone who's not voting for a particular party, the APC, should leave. You had instances of that. And so it creates a lot of uncertainty. You had instances of certain parties not appearing on the ballot paper for the Senate and House of Representatives seats. I saw something in Delta, again, another South state, another producing state in the Niger Delta, a particular local government, Warri South. People were there on Sunday protesting that they must vote, saying that they had not voted, while INEC was saying, oh, voting had taken place. No, our voting only took place in a few polling units. And the ballot boxes in those few polling units were allegedly snatched and dumped at the back of the INEC building in that local government. So you've been seeing a lot of issues like that. There's been a lot of voter suppression. There's been a lot of disenfranchisement that has happened in this election. And I think it has the potential to reduce the credibility of the elections. It has the potential to make youths, people 18 to 35, feel like, oh, I came out this time around, and now my thoughts, my vote is not reflecting. I don't trust the system, and I won't come out next time. That's what we are seeing.
Interesting. From how the results are coming out, those of you who've been analyzing data, what do you see? Do you see a possible runoff here, or will it be a one-catch victory? Yes, we see a runoff, at least between the first two candidates. So Tinubu is doing well in the popular votes. First to the poll, Tinubu is doing well with that. We're expecting that he will win. But what we are not sure of at this point is if he would win outright. Okay. All right. So those of you who are understanding this election feel that he is leading anyway, but you are expecting a possible runoff between him and who? Yes. Abubakar? Atiku. Remember, like I said, Atiku has won 10 states and he has won 8. But he has 23 states already in the kitty in terms of vote winning and 25% or one quarter spread. Atiku has 16. Okay. There were also, issues about the Labour Party missing from some ballot papers. How is the INEC addressing that particular issue? They've pushed some of the elections to March 11, which is when the governorship and the State House of Assembly elections are slated to take place. Is that what explains why the Labour Party was missing from some of the ballot papers? No. We've not gotten any explanation. INEC has not given any explanation as to why that happened. On Saturday, Yakubu addressed that. Yakubu, the INEC chairman, addressed that on Saturday and just said the elections will be moved. And there's been no apology as to why beavers did not work. You see, these things were procured with taxpayers' money. This election cost $775 million in budget, or 355 billion naira. It's practically one of the most expensive in the country. And a lot of people only came out to vote, I tell you, because of beavers. What is that, beavers? Yeah, that's the bimodal voter accreditation system. Okay. I explained earlier. But in terms of the general populace, what has been the reaction to all that is happening about this election, especially with the coalition of results? It depends on who you ask. A lot of people are angry. A lot of people are angry. A lot of people feel their votes are not going to count. A lot of people feel their votes have been suppressed. There have been some calling for protests even. But again, Peter Obi
has said he would accept whatever results come out. Tinubu has called for calm in Lagos because when Peter Obi won in Lagos, there were fears and there were claims that people of a particular ethnic extraction, the Igbos, were under threat. I've seen video, I just saw a video this morning of someone saying Igbo should leave Lagos, you know. But the governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and Bola Tinubu have called for calm and have told everyone to be calm, you know. So, but people are agitated, to be honest, and people feel like their votes have not counted. But it depends again on who you ask.
Okay, Kelechugu, I'm grateful that you could join us with more on this particular election. Now you can get updates on what's happening in Nigeria on the My Joy online platform. As you're watching.